Hey everyone, it's Lissette here. Welcome to my channel. For today's video, we're gonna do my nails. Now, I was so exhausted the day before this that I did not end up doing my nails for Halloween. So yeah, we're gonna do my nails for Halloween. I'm not gonna dress up, but I did want my nails to look cute. So yeah, I already know. I'm gonna go ahead and of course put on my glove because I thought I was gonna do one hand and not record the other, but I ended up doing both, and you'll see that in this video. So my nails was looking really bad here. I have a whole bunch of hangnails. I have a lot of cuts. I've been doing a lot of unpacking and moving around and trying to fix the house up and house chores, so it was looking ashy and hurt. So yeah, it needed a lot of love and attention. So I'm actually going in and I'm using, this is a snakehead drill bit. I'm using this at 5,000 RPM, and this is going to lift up anything that is stuck on the nail plate. It's really kind of pushing back the cuticle area. This is going to be in real time as well. I know a couple of you wanted to see that. I'm probably going to speed up some of the video just because I do both hands in this video and I didn't want this to be too long. But this section right here, the cuticle prep, like the nail prep, is all in real time. And all of these bits I'm using are part of my drill bit kit that I have on the website, so go check it out if you need some bits. I do end up showing you that I have a little dot on my ring finger. Ignore that. I ended up pinching my finger on some flooring and I got a little blood clot right there. But yeah, so I switched out my bit to this one. I like to call this, like, it's like a needle point, a flathead needle point. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's what I call it. Again, I'm going in at 5,000 RPM, and this is me removing the cuticles that is stuck on the nail plate. This is also helping push back that cuticle area, exposing, more of that new growth and more nail surface to work on. I am going in with my 180 sanding band, and this part I am removing the shine from the nail plate. Now, I got this sanding band from Melody Susie. They had sent me a pack of sanding bands, and I'm not sure how I feel about this because the pack itself said 180, but when I physically started working on my nail plate, it felt a lot stronger, like more coarse. So I'm not sure if this is a true 180 sanding band. You could definitely tell like it is taking a lot, like there's a lot of dust coming off of my nail plate, and that's the only reason. Like, it felt rougher too on myself, but I'm gonna have to double check that with them to make sure it's a 180. But again, so far I'm still using this at 5,000 RPM. Lastly, for the cuticle prep, I'm going in with my ball cuticle bit, and this is focusing only on the skin itself, my cuticle, like that whole top section of my skin. I don't even know how to, I forgot what you call that part, but I am removing any kind of hangnails, anything that is sticking up, any dry skin. My cuticle section is extremely hard. Since I was young, since I can remember, I am a serial cuticle biter. When I get nervous, when I'm stressed, when I'm watching a movie, I tend to pick at my cuticle area, and they just tend to get really hard. They just grow out that way. Like, I'm trying to work through it, put cuticle oil. I'm probably gonna have to get a specific type of cuticle cream for it, but they're just hard in general. So when I use this bit, I do up it to like around 8 to 10 RPM. So it's definitely faster than I was previously using it, but this just helps remove anything that is hard and like extra skin that's sticking up. It just helps remove all that. And also, I like using it because I don't like physically clipping my cuticle area with any kind of scissors or like that little tool people use. Yeah, I don't like doing that. I like going in with, this cuticle ball bit. I'm gonna go in real quick. This is my nail cleanser, and I'm going to remove any kind of dust from the surface of my nails. Really just trying to get in that cuticle area as well, just removing any of it because that can definitely cause lifting. Now, I wanted, originally the plan was for me to keep these nails on as long as I can. I feel like I haven't had nails in so long, and I really wanted to do this set and keep them on long. And then somewhere in my mind switched, and I went ahead and started applying a peel off base coat. Now, if you want to keep your nails lasting extremely long, skip this step. Because I did my prep before applying this, my nails will still last a good week, but I'll still be able to pop it off easy because of that peel off base coat. But skip that if you want to keep these on longer. And this is an air dry one. This is something that I'm testing out. I don't have a brand for it yet, so I can't tell you, but yeah. Moving on to my tips, these are the stiletto nail tips that I sell, and I'm actually going to measure these out a size, like 2 sizes larger than my normal size, because we're going to cut these down, but we're going to cut it from the top tip portion. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to have to reshape the stiletto look. I want them to stay stiletto, so you're gonna see me, I'm gonna cut it in the opposite direction. And yeah, right now I'm just sizing out these tips. So as you can see, I'm taking that tip and I'm cutting off that top part where you would normally glue the nails on. So when I do it this way, I like doing it this way because I don't have to go back and try to create that stiletto look again. It's just so much easier this way. It's so much faster, and this is my method of doing it. So I'm just going in, and like I said, I'm just cutting them all down. I wanted these long but not too long. Like, I knew we was gonna go trick-or-treating and I didn't want to accidentally stab them. And I feel like when I have extremely long nails, I'm really clumsy and I poke them, so I didn't want to hurt them. I'm going in with my base gel, my rubber base gel, and I'm going to start applying this to the tip. I ended up doing it this way for the pinky, but you'll see that I switch it for the rest of the nails. But I applied it to the tip and I glued it down. Normally, I would go in and I will apply it to the nail plate first. That's the method I've been doing, like, that I've been liking lately. So like this, I apply it to the entire nail and then I glue it down. Yeah, I think it's faster for me this way. I don't know, I like it this way, but I'm gonna go in, do that to the rest of them, and then I am gonna cure it in a full size lamp for a full 60 seconds. Once I fully cured it, I'm just gonna go back in with a nail file, and this is me just making sure that nothing is hanging off the side. And I do kind of blend in that tip portion a little bit to the nail plate. And this is, I think this is a 100 grit nail file. It doesn't say anything on it. I think this is, it's either a 100 or an 80. Just be really careful. Always use a 180 grit nail file. You don't want anything too coarse. This is coarse because I ran out of the other ones, so ignore the nail file, but use the nail file that is safe for you. But like I said, I'm just going in, filing these sides, making sure nothing is hanging off, and then blending that tip in a little bit to the nail plate. I decided to go back in with my rubber base coat and apply that to the entire surface from top to bottom, and then cure it for a full 60. Now I did this because I knew for a fact I was going to go in with hard gel, and hard gel likes to stick to the base coat. It does not like to stick to regular tips. For some reason it kind of separates over time when you do regular tips, but with the base gel is like that bonding agent between the two that's going to adhere it, and you won't get any kind of separation. Just be careful when you're using any kind of gel that you don't get it on your skin, because you can definitely cause an allergic reaction. So yeah, try to avoid your skin as much as possible, but once I do this, I do go in and I do a full 60 seconds cure time. So I decided I wanted to go in with the brown orchid, but after I opened it, I realized I wanted to do something a little bit more fun on the underneath side. So I have this black foil and I've never used it before. I've had this for so long, I think maybe 2 or 3 years, and this is the first time I pulled it out to use it. But I realized I needed a wet surface, so I went back in with that base gel and I applied that to the tip, and you're gonna see me take that black foil and start applying it to the tips. Now at some point I don't like how it was coming out, but you'll see that whole process in a few. Right now, all I'm doing is just applying some of that base coat to the tips, and I don't cure, I leave it uncured. I have this old elf brush. I think this is like a contour brush. And I start placing that black foil on the tip, and I keep checking it over and over again because I don't know, it wasn't coming out how I thought. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of like a metallic look. It ends up looking like polish, you guys. Honestly, I could have just went in with black polish and called it a day, but I thought this was going to be different. But like I said, it ended up not being different. It's just right here I just ended up dumping my whole finger because I didn't want to struggle trying to pick up each little piece. So you're gonna see I go back and forth with the brush and then just dumping my finger, but I'm only focusing on the tip. I only wanted the underneath side to be black, and it still ended up coming out a little bit patchy. It wasn't a full black. Like I said, I could have easily went in with polish, but I kept going with this because I started with it anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue doing that, but once I have it all on the nail, you are gonna see me do a full cure for 60 seconds. Look at my face right here. I was like, what the hell is happening? It doesn't look like anything. It looks just like polish. So I just left it as is. I did rub it in a little bit. I cured it and then I rubbed it in a little bit more just to make sure it was like all flat. But yeah, I was like, what the hell is happening? But after I cured it, I did go back in with more base coat. And again, I cured that for a full 60. Coming back to my brown orchid color, I am taking a good amount. For this, I'm using the brush number, I think 6 in oval. No, flat oval. What is it? It is a flat number 6 brush. Lordy, I can't even talk. And I am going to apply that to the entire surface. Now this I'm laying on top and I am covering the whole nail, and this covered so good. But this nail right here is in real time. The other section I think I'm gonna fast forward, but right now this is real time and I'm just showing you how I apply one nail. I just take a large amount. If I need more, I do go ahead, pick up more. If I see any bubbles, I do pop it. But yeah, I just lay it like so and I guide it to exactly where I want it to go. You are gonna see me flip my nail upside down, try to let gravity do its thing because I didn't want anything to fall on these side walls or in my cuticle section. I also wanted to get as close to the shape as possible because I didn't want to foul too much. So you'll see me, like I said, in a sec, flip my nail over, let gravity do its thing, and then I do cure it one by one. When I flip it over, I do like to guide it to where like my apex is. I do make sure that I have a good apex because it's so much easier doing it this way. Having your finger flipped over and kind of just guiding it this way, it just allows the gel to go exactly where you want it to go. It's not going to flood the cuticle area and you'll be able to get the shape that you want. And then I do like to stare at it just to make sure it's in the good position that I like it, and then I just do a quick flash cure for a full 60. But yeah, I just continue doing the same thing across all of the nails, building up that color, building up that structure, making sure my apex is exactly where I want it to be, and then cure each nail as I go along. And I am not even gonna lie, the shape on these things came out so good. Even before curing, I was so happy with how they was looking, and I knew for a fact this was gonna be a really fast set for me to complete. Um, yeah, the apex was there, so yeah, I was really happy with how it was coming out. But everything so far has been in real time, and now I think I'm gonna fast forward because we do have another hand to complete. this point, I went ahead, took a quick drink break, and realized, y'all, I need something on my wall. And I actually might change this room around again. But if you have any ideas what I can decorate with, let me know because it is looking like a plain Jane and I need help. From here, I'm going back in with my nail cleanser. Gonna remove the sticky layer on the surface because we're gonna go into filing. Now, when I filed, I ended up filing everything hand file. I didn't even use my drill. I felt like the shape was pretty good. So this is me just kind of perfecting it, making sure it is physically like not sticking to my skin. So I do push back these sides a little bit, but yeah, I'm just going straight in with the nail file and I'm filing the entire surface around the cuticle area, making sure it's a little bit pointy, not too pointy, but just pointy enough to still, you know, get that stiletto shape. And then yeah, I just go in and I follow the nails and then I do go in and buff. The nail files and the buffer is on my Amazon storefront. I will have that links below as well if you're interested. I took out this polish called Jack-o'-lantern. Then I actually just realized I never told you the physical design that we're gonna do. This is going to be an all orange blinged out nail look. I wanted something that was going to be really easy, even though this took a little longer than I wanted to. It's a really simple design, but it is a extremely powerful nail design and I just think it looks really good. So I'm taking this color, which is, like I said, jack-o'-lantern from nail addict, no, nail reserve, and I'm going to apply that to the entire surface, just painting all the nails orange, and then I'm going to cure that for a full 60 seconds. And the reason I am doing it orange first of all, this polish has like glitter inside of it. It's really pretty. But the reason why I'm doing orange is because when I put the bling on top, let's say if I miss a stone, you know, the orange will be behind the crystals, so it's kind of gonna like camouflage anything like missing or like in between. So it's just gonna be the background for these stones. And I am not the best when it comes to painting my nails with regular polish, so don't judge me. The best part of this nail look is the crystals. So this is my Bling It crystal box. This is the citrine and hyacinth crystal box. Honestly, I think this is sold out on the site, so I apologize, but we're getting some in stock really soon. I'm gonna glue this down with my Bling It White rhinestone gel, and I'm going to cover these nails entirely with these crystals. One thing I do want to say, we do still have the bling packs available, which is all of the fancy stones. It's different shapes than the ones that are in the box, but if you did want some orange stones, those we do have still in stock, so you can cop those if you want. But like I said, I'm just gonna apply that Bling and Oil rhinestone gel on the entire surface of the nails and start blinging these out. I like to start with the larger crystals first, focusing on the center, and as I fill in, I start going down to the smaller stones. It just works out faster that way. Once I get towards like the perimeter, that's when I use these smallest stones, because I don't want it too bulky or sticking out too far. But you'll see the whole process. This is sped up like 4 times, I think. So yeah, this took an hour and I think like 10-20 minutes to do the physical crystals. So no, actually I would think it was only an hour. Yeah, in total this hand took 2 hours to complete, just to give you guys a reference if I was to do both hands. And I think my head gets in the way a couple times while I'm doing this portion of the video, so I apologize if you see my big head. Yeah, I couldn't see. I needed to like hover over. Sorry. was so ecstatic with how they came out. They are so pretty, so blingy. But then I realized, y'all, I needed to do my other hand, and I had no time to do my left hand. So I basically cheated, and I'm gonna show you. I wasn't even gonna record me doing my left hand, but I was like, freak it, let me just show them what I did. So I ended up using some full cover tips. I didn't even prep my left hand. I left it as is, and I was in a rush because I had a little bit of time to go get my boys, and I did this set, I think, within under an hour. So this is me just rushing, trying to add on these full cover tips. These tips are extra long coffin full cover tips. This is another one that I don't have a link for, but if you've been watching my channel, you already know. So anyway, I'm just gluing these on really fast. And yeah, I was definitely rushing, but you're gonna see me gluing them down. And since I did want it to still be a stiletto, you're gonna see me cutting these down and doing all this extra stuff just to make it look like the right side. Um, but yeah, anyway, I glue these down with my rubber base gel. I did etch the inside because I wasn't sure if they were gonna hold on if I didn't pre-etch them. But once I did this, I did go ahead and I did a full cure in my full size line for a minute just to make sure that they were fully cured. So this is me here cutting them down, trying to get it as close as possible. Just trying to match the right side. Now the only thing that's just a little bit annoying is trying to get these into the stiletto shape. That did take me a little while. I wish I already had a stiletto full cover tip this length, because that would have been so much easier. But yeah, I just customized these to match the other side. So once I cut them down, I did go in with a straight edge nipper, clip the sides to make it a little bit more narrow. And I was scared to clip them because I didn't want to clip them too much and then have to like file it shorter to get a stiletto shape. So I was being real careful not to clip too much off. But once I did that, I did go back in with the nail file and just like sharpen everything up. Let me tell y'all something. This took so freaking long to try to get it to a stiletto shape. I was struggling. And I was annoyed and I didn't have time, so I was rushing, but I tried my best to file it as close as possible to a stiletto, which I eventually did. But it did definitely take me a little while just to get these extremely pointy to match the other side. Like the plastic kept going underneath, and then it was like just like a whole bunch of extra stuff happening that, yeah, you already know. I was frustrated a little bit with this hand because I don't normally do this left hand, but for Halloween I really wanted to have both nails, both hands done. I wanted to look cute, but again, I didn't have time. I didn't even have time to do bling, but you're gonna see I did something sparkly. I tried to make it somewhat similar to the right hand, but just different. So anyway, you see how flimsy it was? Like it bent and I was afraid that it was just gonna keep bending. So anyway, yeah, I even tried to do it with my drill. That didn't work. So I ended up putting that back, but I did do everything else with the hand file. Yeah, ignore this whole part. This is me trying to test it out. It wasn't working for me. Once I got them all stiletto, I went in with my rubber base coat and I applied that to the tip portion because we're gonna go in and cover these black and I'm gonna use hard gel for it. Like I said, I wasn't wasting any time. I was not gonna go back in with that foil because the black looked exactly black polish just as good as the foil, so I wasn't wasting no time with that one. I call this polish. This is not polish. This is hard gel. This is a colored hard gel. So when I apply this a very thin layer. I ended up doing 2 coats of this. And I just ended up applying it to the entire nail because yeah, I just ended up going all over the surface. So I did 2 thin layers and I did a full cure for 60 seconds and covering the entire nail. Like I said, this looked just like the right hand. When you flipped it underneath, they both look black. It's similar. It just, yeah, it's just black polish. Black. I keep calling it polish. It's not polish, it's hard gel. But also with this actually makes the nail a little bit more stiffer. So I was happy with that because now I wasn't worried about them bending or, you know, like trying to snap in half on me or anything. So yeah, once I did that, I cured, did another layer, and then cured again. Two coats later, this is what we got. Now I'm gonna go in with crystal clear and I'm going to do a very thin layer on all of these nails because we are going to dump glitter all over it. Like I said, I had no time and I was not trying to waste any time, and I could not sit there putting a whole bunch of crystals on this left hand. So I thought the next best thing was glitter, and it came out pretty good. I'm happy with it, but for it being an extremely fast set, it came out actually really good. But anyway, like I said, I'm just doing a really thin layer of this crystal clear hard gel on all of the nails, and I am not gonna cure it. This is the glitter we're going to be pouring on top. It's called Great Pumpkin. It's by Set's Nail Co. And it's like a orangey, it's almost like a burnt orange color. It's really pretty. It also has like some holographic coloring to it. And as you see, I'm literally just taking it and pouring it right on top. I'm like not even holding back. Yeah, like I said, this is the next best thing, and at least I'll have two nails on, like 2 different styles on my nails. Both hands would have nails on them. So I was pretty happy with the outcome, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so once I do this, once I pour it on top, I do make sure, like I kind of like tap it in just to make sure it's like stuck into the gel. And I do clean up around the sides, the edges, around the cuticle area, making sure nothing is like sticking up. And then I do go ahead and I do a full cure for 60 seconds. From here, I'm going back in with crystal clear and I'm actually going to start encapsulating. Now, when I encapsulate these, I'm doing an extremely thin layer. I'm not even thinking about putting an apex. All I'm thinking about is just making sure that these glitter pieces don't come out or like stick out where it's like bothering me. I'm really just trying to add a thin layer so everything just stays put and doesn't try to like fly off and move all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going in, adding a thin layer to each of them, cure it for a full 60, and then I do go into filing. As I was doing it, I was also noticing some of the pieces was like moving around, so which probably means it didn't stick properly to the base or the underneath gel. So as I am adding this hard gel on top, I'm actually moving extremely slow. This is sped up 2 times and I look like I'm going at a normal pace, but I was doing it so slow because I didn't want these glitter pieces to move, and I was just being real careful with it. Alright, so I did go ahead, I did a full cure, I did cleanse the surface of the nails with my nail cleanser. This is just me perfecting the sidewalls and a little bit over the top. I didn't do this too much because I was cutting it close to the time that I had to leave. So once I just filed it really fast, I did go ahead, I buffed over the surface as well to get a smooth surface. And as I was filing, I was noticing that some of the glitters like around the cuticle section, especially for my thumb, was coming off, and I didn't have any time to fix it, and I wasn't as mad as it as I thought, you know, like I would be, but I'm okay with a little bit of black poking through. But once I did that, like I said, I did cleanse it again, and then I just went straight in with my shiny Noip top coat. All right, so this is the final look of them, and I am not mad at it at all. I think they came out really pretty. This is what the black looks like next to each other. You can't even really tell. They both look black to me. I think the one on the right has like a little bit of a bluish tint to it, but this is what both of them look like next to each other. I think they came out really pretty. The fact that I rushed the left hand, it came out actually really good. But let me know what you guys think. This is the Halloween set that I rocked. And yeah, I really like it. The orange looks really good, and honestly, from far you couldn't even tell that they were two different nail designs, except for the sparkle, of course. I ended up finding my cat ears towards the end. I couldn't find it in the beginning of the video, but yeah, I ended up putting those on. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this nail design. I was really happy with it. I think they came out cute. I hope everybody had a safe Halloween. And that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love ya.